G'day mates, today it's Cole Austin with another video with the Wings of Glory Wednesdays. And you may ask, well, why are you using such a corny Australian accent today, mate? Well, it's because today we're going over the Bristol F2b fighter, and this particular airframe happens to be from the AFC, otherwise known as the Australian Flying Corps. So, I'm probably going to ditch that accent now. My apologies to the real Australians out there. I probably butchered that, but I had to get it out of my system. I think it's fun. Again, apologies. Anyway, so today we're going over the Bristol F2b fighter, and this is a very unique plane. Shout out to Evan at Rival Sky Games. Thank you so much for sending that to me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. So anyway, we start here. Let's just start by looking at its stats. So it uses the S maneuver deck. We'll get into that in a little bit. And it has 16 points of damage. 16 is pretty good. I'd say it's a pretty tidy amount. That is pretty much the most, that is almost the most that any fighter in Wings of Glory has. So it's right up there with the D7, the SE5A, the SPAD 13, etc. So it can take the hits, it can take the punishment. And it also has configurations. I think there's 3 separate models. One configuration allows you to have A guns in the front, so twin machine guns. Another one allows you to have the twin machine guns in the back. This is the one that does that, I believe. You've got the twin Lewises right there. Very nice, very nice. And what that does is, and before I get into that, the other version, if I'm correct, correct me if I'm wrong, has just the single guns on both. But anyway, the nice thing about packing twin guns on these is it allows you to deal from this A damage deck, which packs more punch per card. And so it's especially useful if you have the A guns in your turret, because instead of having this this little line of fire from the front arc, you have this line of fire from the back arc. So you can hit a lot more with a lot more impunity. And short side note, depending on the rules you play with, you may or may not have a blind spot right where the guns intersect the tail, but that's for another time. It still is highly effective. Anyway, so it's definitely a piece of work to take one of these down, especially because of the option to take twin guns, and the fact that it has, well, 16 points of damage. And as far as the maneuver deck goes, let's put that out there. Speed is pretty good. I'd say it's comparable to the Fokker D7. Turns also pretty good. Pretty basic stuff. Then I'll just lay out those other turns. And again, you've got your stalls. And hold on, what is this? Okay, so for most bombers or recon aeroplanes, you're not going to have this sort of a maneuver. So it's strange to find this maneuver in particular in the deck. And for those of you who don't know, it's called a. You wait for it. I gotta get it right this time. It's Immelmann. Sounds strange on my tongue. I mean, I pronounced it as Immelmann for the last 7 years, but it's Immelmann turn. So. Okay, kudos to me, and kudos to the people who set me straight, so I'll get used to it eventually. So it's an Immelmann turn, and what happens is this allows you to suddenly go from a pursuit position where you're being pursued. I mean, I probably used the wrong phraseology. If you're being pursued, you are not in a pursuit position, but you get the idea. To all of a sudden turning around and attacking your attacker. Or it's a really great way, let's say you're flying along and you just missed that recon point you were supposed to overfly and take pictures of. Well, instead of doing the huge long turn, that takes you by Timbuktu, you can simply do an Immelmann turn and flip right around and have another shot at it. It's really quite amazing. And this is why this particular recon slash bomber slash two-seater, whatever you want to call it. It's why this particular two-seater can double very effectively as a fighter. They didn't call it the Brisfit for nothing in World War I. I mean, it could do everything. It could do light bombing, it could do artillery spotting, recon, and then it could also fly to be a fighter and actually shoot down enemy airplanes. So it's really one of the most magnificent flying machines of World War I, in my opinion, and I believe they gave it full justice here in Wings of Glory. So anyway, so it makes it very dicey to pin down. You know, most two-seaters are pretty predictable, you know what you're getting in for, but not this plane. You really have to think, you know, if you're going to outwit this guy. Once again, you got the standard side slips, very basic, standard climb and dive, and yeah, so that's it for the plane. It's really, I really love flying it, and especially if you can get two of them winging up together, they can make for a really deadly pair. So, that's my overview on the Bristol. Oh, before I forget, yes, so this thing also climbs on a 3. And really, that's just phenomenal, you know? The Sopwith Camel climbs on a 3. Some of the other planes, I think the Pfalz D3 climbs on a 3, too, so I think so anyway. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm going to put it in text on this video. Anyway, but so climbing on a 3 makes it really, again, it's another factor that adds to it being very elusive and very difficult to pin down. Most other bombers will climb on like a 5 or something, you know, so they're going to stick around at an altitude for, you know, a long time, and you'll know where they're going to stick for a long time. The Bristol could be here, there, and anywhere, and it's really an interesting opponent to fight. Alright, so that is actually it for the Bristol video. Thanks again to Evan at Rival Sky Games for donating that for this video. Greatly appreciate it. And the next video, well, not the next video exactly, but in the future, I'm actually going to be doing a custom repaint video, or a series of videos on it actually, probably. And, you know, I don't have a time frame on that yet, because that kind of depends when I get time to paint, but, yeah. And, I'm going to leave it up to you. I've already decided the plane, but you guys get to guess which plane that I'm going to be repainting. I'm going to give you a hint. It could be standard Wings of War, or standard Wings of Glory, or it could be a third-party model that's not official, you know, so guess anything. The sky's the limit as long as it's World War I. And just let me know in the comments below here on my YouTube channel. If you get it right, you'll be entered into a drawing to win a custom-painted Newport 28. It's right here. It's looking very nice. It's definitely still, you know, got rough edges to be patched up, and definitely still work in progress. I haven't added the decals yet, but we're modeling it after the Siemens that I did a couple videos ago, sort of a red and white paint scheme, bit of a bullet magnet, but should be a lot of fun to fly. And so yeah, if you guess right which plane that I'm going to be repainting next, you will be entered into the drawing to win that. And I guess if like only one person guesses it right, well, you automatically win it, but that's how it goes. So anyway, I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and until I see you all again, salute and blue skies. Hey guys, if you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe by clicking on the shield in the top left corner. If you really liked what you saw and want to be a part of helping us make better content in the future, check us out on Patreon. Until next time, thanks so much for watching, and blue skies.